Hello and welcome back to FT Business School. Business schools around the world have been hit by cuts in public funding, but no more so than in France, where the grandes écoles have traditionally relied on the deep pockets of their local chambers of commerce for financial support. So what does the future hold for these elite business schools? François Bonvalet became director of Toulouse Business School 6 months ago. Professor Bonvalet, can the grandes écoles system survive unless it changes radically?
Of course they can survive. I have to say that if I take as an example my own business school, which is based in Toulouse, that if we take into account the participation of the overall amount of money that the Chamber of Commerce put in her budget, it's no more than 2%.
But is that common across all business schools in France, or are a lot of them facing much bigger cuts should the money disappear?
It depends of the model. Nowadays, most of the French business school doesn't belong to Chamber of Commerce. Most of them are in association, and the Chamber of Commerce is one of the shareholders of the association.
So what you're saying is they have already begun to change, and they have already changed the system.
Exactly. Not all of them, but most of them. I think that nowadays, if we take into account all the, what we call les grandes écoles, which are approximately 36 business school, we have more than 2/3 of this business school who are private, let's say like this, private business school. For those who, as we are still in the Chamber of Commerce area, we have between 1 and, let's say, 15% approximately of our budget, which rely on public fund.
Right, so is it just the Chamber of Commerce funding, or are there other forms of public funding that you're seeing cut as well?
No, regarding the overall budget of the business school, it's only the CCI. Then we can have access to public budget, of course, but this rely on research area to help us to make research, and in that case we are considered as a private research institute, or it could be also from the European fund. But if I take again the example of Toulouse, it's less than 3% of the budget in that case, included the CCI participation.
Right, so we've seen in the US and in India, for example, we've seen a lot of business schools come into question about whether they will actually survive. Do you think we will see some of those 30-odd French grandes écoles business schools, do you think we'll see them all survive, or will some of them disappear, do you think?
That's a good question. It's very hard for me to answer in the name of all the French business schools. What I can say is I am convinced that for quality reason, first of all, and for the economical reason also, probably a few business schools will disappear. Those who have not the right size to survive, and those who have not the right specialization in their strategy to survive. Those who say, we are generalist business school, and we don't want to be specialized in a special area, and that they have not, if they have not reached the right size in terms of number of students, link with the number of faculty members, and at the end, link with the number of output of research every year. In that case, they are in a big risk. Probably, it's hard because it's just my opinion, but to say that probably between 3 to 5 of them will effectively be in a big risk within the next few years.
Yes, but this sort of internal changes in governance and so on, these come at a time when business schools are all trying to be more global. Isn't that true? Isn't there a problem that the grandes écoles system actually doesn't translate into the international education system, that people outside of France don't really understand what it is?
I think this is, on the one hand, of course, true, but on the other hand, and I take for that on my experience as a reviewer for the écoles or ACSB organization. Even when we are in the United States or in other parts of the world, in Asia, for example, most of the deans and most of the people from the higher education sector, they know perfectly what it is about when we say grandes écoles. They know that this is an elite path with a very high level of selectivity of the student and with a very good rate of employment at the end, and for these students who are really international now all over the world. So even if the system is coming from something which is very, very French taste somewhere, I think that now the system has been understood, and for the business school, of course, they have all of them in their portfolio a grande école program, but they have also a lot of offers in master specialized, BBA, which are, in that case, comparable to what is done all over the world.
Professor Bonvalet, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
For more on the future of French business schools, go to ft.com/business education.